you're watching this video, you hopefully got into the uni of your choice, and if it's Midlands, you've clicked the right video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new here. My name is Ngozi and welcome to Discover Ngozi, where I post reviews, uni related videos, vlogs and sit down videos. So this video is kind of spontaneous. Actually, it's not that spontaneous because I've been meaning to make it, but I was not meant to make it today. But I just thought, natural light, let's take advantage of it. If you're coming to the Midlands to study, whether that's Birmingham, Leicester, Northamptonshire, Southampton, Northampton is even in Midlands, Derbyshire, all of those places, if you're coming to Midlands to study, it is exciting for the most part. I went to the University of Birmingham. I have now left because I was only there for a year to do a master's, and it is different from going to university in London, for example, or like outside the Midlands. And I'm a good judge of that because I have been to university outside the Midlands. I went to Essex for my first degree and I went to Birmingham for my master's, so I was able to compare the two. One good thing about Birmingham was it was a campus uni, so campus-based uni, so a lot of things are close together. The campuses are within Birmingham, and one thing you're going to notice if you're going to Midlands is there's going to be a lot of neighbouring unis around. Take Birmingham for example, it's near BCU, Birmingham College of something, it's near Aston, not too far from Warwick, so there's usually a lot of neighbouring unis. And this is a great thing because when you go to events, for example, if you're going to like a club or a church event, wherever event you're going to that is within the city, you're going to find that a lot of people are from neighbouring unis, which is cool because it broadens your range of potential friends. When I went to during Freshers Week, when we went to events like Juice and stuff, and I would meet people that even went to Leicester or went to freaking Manchester. I'm like, what are you guys doing in here? But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. There's going to be a lot of neighbouring unis around, so take advantage of that. Don't feel like just because they don't go to your uni, you guys shouldn't talk, because it's going to get to a stage where, yes, hopefully you all make friends, but just having people outside your uni, sometimes it's like a breath of fresh air because they don't know you, they don't know you like that yet, and like they're not in your friendship group, so it's kind of like an escape. But yeah, take advantage of the fact that there are neighboring unis around. Participate in the events done by the ACS or whatever societies in the other universities. There are going to be events where unis in Midlands might come together for something. Go to that. There's so many people you can meet. There's a great opportunity for networking, and yeah, it's fun. So there's this like I feel like connotation, is connotation even the right word, who knows, that Midland unis are like really lit, and like if you go to the Midlands you'll be partying every day, and that is true to an extent. I'm not going to lie, like the parties in Birmingham and like the way people approach parties, it was like with crackhead energy. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like these people took no days off. But the thing with me, I'm a bit of both. I'm a bit of a homebody and a bit of a social butterfly, depending on how I'm feeling. But the thing is, it is different. Even if I want to compare, I didn't go out much in Essex, I'm not going to lie. I didn't really have a great experience there. But in the times when I did, the events were good. But in Birmingham, it's different. I don't know how to explain to you that trying to go like, there were sometimes you go to house parties, and like if people I'm with, we're trying to go to like 3 parties in that same night. It's the party, then the after party, and then the after party. Yes, they do move a bit mad when it comes to the social life, so it is different, it is fun. But at the same time, I always say this because I have to stress it, it is what you make it. You can't go to uni and think that you're not going to make any effort and still find people. If you do that, you're just extremely lucky, because you have to make the effort, especially in Freshers Week. You have to go out there. But the parties are different. It's fun. People in Midlands have more energy, in my opinion anyways. I feel like the party life there is intense. It might be even too intense for some, but it is intense. Another thing, if you're going to uni in the Midlands, you're going to find that the ACS committee is usually very active. The Birmingham ACS committee was very active. They did the best they could during COVID times, and I'm sure this year's will also be really active. There's like, I'm pretty sure like Warwick, that's not Midlands, but it's near Midlands. Like I know the ACS is really active as well, so make sure you join the ACS society, especially if you're African or Caribbean, because if you want to find your own people, that is the best way to do it. Literally, ACS is where I met all my friends. So I'd really encourage that. For people who are not in ACS, join a society, whether that's netball or basketball or girls foot, I don't know, join something. What I'm trying to say is make sure you join a society group chat. Even though you don't want to participate in the society, join the group chat, because it's going to give you a community of people, and you're going to find out there's many people there, at least 1 or 2 people. Now let's talk about safety at university. So Birmingham, can I just say, like, the thing is, in London, like when I was in Essex uni in Colchester, sometimes I'd be walking home at dumb hours. At 4 a.m. I'll be walking home, but I still kind of felt safe. Don't get me wrong, nowhere is completely safe, and culture said therefore had its issues, but for the most part it was like a student village. It felt like a student village anyways, because it wasn't Hythe. Like, who even lives there? Do you know, that kind of thing? So I kind of felt safe when I used to walk around dumb hours because it's not a big city. But in Birmingham, once it's 10 p.m, if I'm by myself, I'm inside. Like, I don't walk around at night in Birmingham by myself. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't feel safe because it is a city. It's like London. Like, I wouldn't be outside once it's dark by myself unless me and my friend were going to an event, or I was going to go outside to go to my Uber. Like, I wouldn't be walking back home on my ones at midnight in London. So I wouldn't do that in Birmingham either, because it is a city. It's big. And there was one time I remember when it was snowing and I wanted to go to Co-op, and it was like 9 p.m. and I really wanted to get something from Co-op. So I was walking and I was so scared. Like, nothing happened, thank God, but like, I was freaked out because I was thinking it was pitch black, and the road I was walking on, the lights weren't lit, and it was just like the lights were not lit on. So I was just like, it was scary. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come here and lie to you and say that it's super safe. Birmingham University, there's the Vale security. So, and they are pretty hands-on. I'm not going to lie. The Vale security and in Selly, I think they're pretty much 24/7. But when you're walking outside town, just make sure you're in at least a group of 2. If you're coming back from a motive, if you're going to a motive, go with a friend and walk back with a friend. Don't be on your own. I'm just going to be honest. I don't advise walking back by yourself, especially if you're a girl, after a motive at like 3 a.m. I just don't advise it. In terms of safety, to be honest, like, there will be those few thefts here and there that you hear about when sometimes I would see police cars driving around the Vale. But in my experience, I did feel pretty safe, apart from the whole walking back on my own at night thing. Selly is a different area though. If you're going to Birmingham University and you're going to Selly Oak and you're going to live in Selly Oak, you're going to find that it's a bit. But yeah, so this part is more related to anyone going to University of Birmingham. So good clubs and good bars to have a good time. I'd recommend Prism. I haven't been to Rosie's, but I've heard good things, Rosie's. And then there's 101 if you want like a bougie type of night out with the girls. That would be good as well. Student bars, Selco is very cheap. I'd recommend it for Prees. The ambience is nothing great. It's not anything amazing to look at, but the drinks are cheap. There's Spoons, and then there's the one in the Vale, inside the Vale. I can't remember what it's called. If I do, I'll put it down here. Advice to everyone going to universities, Midlands or not Midlands, I really advise, as a first year or as in your first year of uni, whether that's postgrad, whatever you're doing, I think you should try and stay there for the first 3 months. I feel like when you go to uni as a new person and you're leaving, going home back and forth, it's a lot harder, and I've seen for other people how it has kind of hindered their chances of making friends because of how back and forth they were. So I would advise, when you go to university, soak in yourself the first 3 months. Don't go home, be there, take it, because 3 months for me, that's when I went to Birmingham in September. I didn't leave again till December. So October, November, December. I was there for the first 3 months, and that was within the period of time I made my first set of friends who I'm still friends with now. So I don't advise just going back and forth. Stay. Don't be going home too much. The first 3 months, be there, make your friends, kind of establish something, because the problem is, when you're leaving like that, it's hard, especially if you haven't secured friends. You're coming back and things are shifting before you know it. People that didn't speak before are close now, and it's harder for you to get to know people. So I just wouldn't advise it. But obviously, if you have family emergencies, obviously that's more important. But if you're doing that because you're homesick, I feel like try your best to just stay in there for the first 3 months, because that is a key time in uni. But another thing I'd say in terms of studying in the Midlands, it is good. There is loads of myths, but the thing is, those myths can be true depending on how good you make it. Even before I came to Birmingham, I always used to watch YouTube videos, and people would say, oh, the social life is lit, blah blah. Some people will say it's not, but I realized that it is what you make it. And in my experience, it was the best 1 year I've had. I met some really great people. The social aspect was there. There's a range of people in there. But yeah, guys, I just thought I'd make this really quick video for any of people going to uni. But if you guys have any other questions uni related, whether it's just Midlands or not, let me know. I will be answering all the comments to the best of my ability relating to this video. I hope this was helpful to at least one person. Thank you guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.